Okay, so today is day 11. It's 11:03. I'm working on meal 2 right now. Got up a little late today, but I got the morning cardio in. Chugged my BCAAs as usual. Did the morning cardio. Did 20 minutes solid. Did a little something different where started to hit intervals at 9 minutes in, and I went from started steady state at level 5, jumped up to 9 for a minute, and then jumped back down to level 4, and we did 4 to 9 each time. I'm noticing it's getting easier, so I'm gonna have to bump up the time is what's gonna have to happen now, and start doing intervals sooner again. So my body's starting to catch on, my cardio system's starting to catch on. About to down the second meal, doing one of my favorites, those soft tacos and hamburger or ground beef. I made a ton of it this time. Like, this is straight up meal prep here, guys. So it was starting to get a little brown in the fridge, and if that happens, it's time to cook it all, man. And then I just put it in a Tupperware, use what I can. So I'll fill up 4 of these. Oh yeah, I got 3 left. 1, 2. I'll fill up 3, and I'll find another source of carbs, because that's not going to be enough carbs to get me through the workout. Again, these are 15, so that's only 45 grams of carbs. I feel like I need more pre-workout, so maybe I'll even. Mia will be so upset if I steal her flax seeds. She loves those. I'll find another source of carbs and down something for a couple extra grams. But we wanted to touch on what we're doing today. We're doing. Oh, by the way, as you can see, the shaving actually brings out a lot more of the muscle definition that we did yesterday. So it has a purpose, guys. Things just look a lot smoother. We'll probably end up doing a tanning session today too, just to be, little fun, little crazy. So we'll probably end up doing that. Workout today is going to be arms. I think what we're going to end up doing is a bunch of supersets. I love supersetting everything. I think we're going to take shorter rests, about 1 minute in between sets. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet, depending on how many people are there. I'm going to walk in, just knock it out, and try to get in and out of there. But I'm chasing the pump today, guys. Probably higher reps, probably in the 20 to 30s, maybe less. I don't know. I'm going to play it by ear. I'm going to write it all down, and we'll see how this works, because this is the time when we got to kick this thing into high gear. So I'm going to eat, add some salsa, that stuff, and get on out of here. All right, driving to the gym right now, and as I'm packing my shakes up, I had an idea that I should probably talk to you guys about, and this was a real simple one. It's just getting a gym bag. It's something where you can stick all of your stuff, that you have pockets for your shakes, your supplements. If you guys are using T-Volve and Cyphos like I am, you can keep that stuff in there so it's handy, or keep it at home, obviously, where you can get good access to it. But really important, man, gym bag, you keep your gear in there. I keep my weight belt's always in there. I always have my knee wraps and my knee sleeves in there. There's slots in the side of that bag that I have where I put my shake and my drink, or my BCAAs, and then I carry my water in. Sorry guys, going through an intersection here. I carry my water in, and it's always there. I grab it and I go. Oh, also in there are my wrist wraps, my straps for back days and traps days. They just never leave the bag. And yeah, you know what? They get stinky and I gotta wash them from time to time, but they're always there. It's always there, and I just grab it, go. It's part of my ritual. My powerlifting shoes are in there. Even though I don't powerlift anymore, the Penlays that I wear are really, really good on my back. I get no back pain when I wear them. So that's the reason that I have those. But literally, the bag sits on top of my Penlays, and I just grab it, stuff all my 2 shaker cups in the side, and I carry the water bottle in, and everything is always there, and I'm never without. So same kind of thing, what we're doing is just being prepared. We talked about Kai Green's 5 P's, proper preparation prevents poor performance, and I swear, man, he's a phenomenal avatar, guys. He's a great role model, and I love a lot of what he says and does, and that is just about as good as it gets. So be prepared. Have your stuff in a gym bag. Yeah, it'll cost you $20 to buy a good bag, maybe $50 to buy a good bag, but get something that, will hold all your crap. And who cares what it looks like, what it says on it, as long as it works, that's what matters. All right, so I'm at the stoplight in front of the gym. I'm gonna roll in there, do some arms. Again, this is the local gym. No cameras allowed unless, you know, they say otherwise, and they're not saying otherwise. So no video today about working out, but I will tell you guys what I did when I'm done so you can follow along. Also kind of cool, we've got a tax appointment today with our CPA. We're going to go in there and talk about body Spartan stuff. We're a little behind on last year just because it's a whole new corporation structure that I'm not used to, and we're finally sitting down and talking about it. Now that we're taking on employees and stuff, taxes are pretty important. So if you guys are out there starting your own businesses, I can't give you enough, you know, positive encouragement to get a CPA or an accountant. And yes, you pay money for them, but they do great work in keeping you afloat, because I have been hit by the IRS before, unlike TurboTax stuff in my personal taxes. So you don't want to take a chance, because it comes back to bite you in the butt. Even if you think you're doing it right, which I thought I was on TurboTax, and apparently I wasn't, but that's a scoop on that. So we'll be going and checking out some tax stuff today, and it's 11:31, so I got 2 hours to work out. I got to go home and shower right away. My appointment's at 2:30, and it's not a long drive, but I'm sure that'll take a half hour or an hour. And then I've got to jump on this mobile app stuff. I've been a little lax about it. I've got to start looking at mobile apps and seeing what we like and we don't like. So please, by all means, guys, tell me your favorite apps. Let's look at them, see what parts you like, what you don't like, and we're going to put something really cool together in the next 2 to 3 months. All right, I'm out. So workout's done. Back upstairs. I'm on meal, gosh, I'm working on 4 right now, I think is what it is. Got my post-workout shake in as soon as I was done. Had a meal right afterwards. Actually, so this will be meal 4 coming up. I'm looking through some of the footage, guys. I think I might have deleted one of the videos, and I'm really bummed about it, specifically because it was Sunday morning. I got an email from PayPal, and if I already covered this, guys, I'm really sorry. I just feel like I kind of need to, I'm a couple days behind on the video editing, but I just wanted to clarify that the PayPal issue has been resolved, and we're back in full swing. When we started our Facebook ads up again, we're able to move forward with mobile app development. So there's a lot of good things that are actually happening right now. So we're really excited about that. And it's just like I said, decide that everything's going to be okay, and it will be okay. Back to what we did with the workout, or what I did with the workout, because I worked out by myself today. Got all sorts of stuff going on right now. Sorry, guys. Let's see, I did arms, and I did a lot of supersets in this workout. So I started with reverse grip tricep push down, so underhand grip, and I did 30, 24, 20, and I ended up with, I did 5 sets. I think it was like 16 and 12 is what I did. But I supersetted, I guess you could say, is that even a word? Supersetted every tricep set with a bicep set. And I was on the cable, so I just dropped it down, grabbed a real wide lat pull down bar, went as wide as I could before the bend, elbows tucked in really tight. And when I did it, we want to work, there's a couple different ways to work the long and the short of the bicep. Pin the shoulders back and stand up tall, curl this way. If you roll them over and bring your arms forward a little bit, you have a tendency to use your shoulders in it. We're going to do that on the next exercise, and we're going to be real careful not to engage the shoulders. That way we work both heads of the biceps. But whatever I did on triceps, I tried to match on biceps. Now keep in mind, the biceps burn out real quick compared to triceps. So the highest I went on bis was 20 reps. So it was 30 for tris, 20 for bis. 24-ish for triceps, 20 for biceps. And 18 for tris, 18, and then I started matching. So then I was matching biceps. So 18, 18, 16, 16, 12, 12. 1 minute rest in between supersets. So I would do triceps, go right to biceps, and then take a 1 minute rest in between. Now, when I was done, I grabbed a shorter bar and I switched the grip to overhand tricep push downs. Did the same thing all over again, 30, 24, 20, 18, 16, 12. Each one was superset with biceps. And this time again, guys, I was rolling my shoulders forward and being real careful not to bring my arms out in front of me. But let's see if I can show you over here. Arms out in front of me. But rather keep them down and keep the shoulders rolled and not recruit the shoulders when you're doing this. And you're going to feel a really crazy strain on that bicep when you do it. So that was all superset together. After that, I pulled one of the, I put the cable to the top, grabbed a single rope, not the double, grabbed the single, and I leaned back against the post there, and you take the rope, you pull it around, and you basically tuck it under your pec right here, and then literally, guys, this is a great burnout. I think I used between 40 and 50 pounds on all these, and it's just pushing straight out and getting that good squeeze at the bottom. First set was, the goal was getting 20 each time. That was what I set out to do. I didn't get 20 each time. What I ended up doing was, it was like 20, 18, 16, 12, and I did 4 sets. And the reason I did 4 sets is because, again, I was supersetting every exercise with the biceps exercise, and I did seated concentration curls with dumbbells. And the old school, like you saw Arnold doing those things, man, they're really neglected, and nobody seems to do them because they're just not cool, but they freaking work, man. You know, lean your elbow against your knee, sit down, and don't pull back like this, but when you curl, you get a chance to really get that isolated curl, bend the wrist, squeeze at the top, and look at your bicep, you know, make that mind-muscle connection. I did 30s, and then as I started to really fail, and I couldn't get 20 reps anymore, I just dropped to the 25s, and I was banging out, I think, 12 to 14 on the last 2 sets, and it was a struggle. That's how intense it is. And so for this, there was absolutely no rest. I would go from right triceps to left triceps, right to right biceps, right to left biceps, and then right back to the triceps again. So we did 4 entire sets of that. When that was done, I went over to the Smith machine, did close grip bench press on the Smith machine, and I set the bar usually right about a little bit lower than the pecs, so I can focus on the triceps. And the second you let those elbows flare, you've lost it. It's not in the triceps the way it should be. So keep the elbows really tight. And I don't even, be careful when you do this, guys, but when I sit on that Smith machine and push my elbows in, this is how I sit. I don't even grip the Smith machine. That was very, very T-Rex-ish. I don't grip the Smith machine. I literally hold it like this so that I'm making sure I push and that I don't roll or cause any flexion in the elbows. So I did 4 sets of 20 on that to get a good burn. And I took between 1 minute and 2 minutes rest. I kept trying to crank the weight up. And what happened is I did a plate on each side to start, 20, no problem. And guys, you can bang out 20 real quick, or you can control that rep every time. And that's what I try to do. I try to come down, and right before it touches the chest, let it sit there and let my triceps fill up with blood. And then making sure we don't shuck it up, but rather contract the triceps to push that up. And then right before the top, you know, you get to about here, this is lockout, but right here you could squeeze that tricep real hard. And that's what you got to do for half a second on every rep. Down, up, squeeze, down, up, squeeze. And you try that with the plate for 20 reps, and you tell me how you feel. So I ended up with a plate and a quarter on each side to finish, and I had to take 2 minutes rest for those. So that was how I finished up there. I went over to try to burn out with hammer curls, and I love hammer curls, guys, but unfortunately my torn forearm is still preventing me from doing some decent weight there. I couldn't do any more. Well, I started with 15 pounds, same goal. I wanted to do 4 sets of 20 with a 1 minute rest in between just to leave with the pump. By the time I got to 25 pounds, as soon as I started pulling up, I started to feel the pain in the forearm where it's torn, and so I had to stop right away. And instead of doing that, I went over to the hammer strength biceps machine. I put a plate and a quarter on, and I did 12 reps, pulled the quarter real quick, did a drop set, and banged out another 15 reps. And I did them slow and controlled. And I didn't get a full extension all the way. I stopped slightly before. I think I was stopping somewhere in this area. Just experimenting with trying to get more blood in the biceps, and it worked. So I was full of the massive pump when I left. I was really excited about it. It was a good workout. Pounded that post-workout shake. Came home, ate, and now we went to do taxes with Body Spartan. Our CPA. It was great. But now I want to talk about some Q&As, guys. I'm getting a lot of good questions about the Genesis program and repetitions. And what is the weight that I should select? Do I use this, and this? Well, no matter what it is you're doing, whether it's strength training, mass training or endurance training, the goal is always failure. We are training to failure. And so if you're doing a set of 5 reps for strength training, you want to be failing on every set at like that 4th or 5th rep. And yeah, you might need a spotter. You should really, if you don't have a spotter, you should really be struggling on 4 and then really be struggling and kind of, shitting your pants on 5 is where you should be. And of course, because we're a company, I have to say, disclaimer, if you don't feel safe, don't do it. Use the Smith machine. But if you have a spotter, that's what they're there for. Don't put your life in danger, obviously. Don't try to get hurt. But that's the goal. That's the ultimate goal. If you can't get it, get as close as you can to that feeling. Same with mass training. We're doing a little bit higher repetitions. You should start feeling that lactic acid burn and that pump in the muscle cells. You start feeling them expanding. It should hurt like a motherfucker, guys. I mean, it should burn. And if it doesn't, you're not using enough weight. And the way that you figure out whether or not you have enough weight, you've never done this before, and let's say you're starting off with 12 reps, grab some weight that is decent. I'm sure you've done dumbbell presses before, so pick, let's say you did 80 pounds for 8 reps. You can do that, and you've got to do 12 reps. Well, I'm going to drop down, I'm going to grab the 60s and see how that does, and I'm going to get really good form on those. And if I bang out 12 with no problem, and I don't feel like I got a good set, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to do 15 reps or 16 reps. Forget what I said in the Genesis program about stopping. With strength training is different, but with mass training and endurance training, you guys blow right on through those reps. If you picked a weight that's too light, just go. Go until you got this massive pump until you fail. If it's 20 reps, then okay, you stop. Now you know the weight was too light. So crank the weight up on the next set. Do the reps that's prescribed in the program. And if it's too light, then you need to crank that weight up. That is how you figure that out. The second thing that I'm getting a lot is substitutions on things. I like running at night, or I like doing this, and do I have to get up and do my cardio in the mornings? What kind of difference is that going to make? Shit, yeah. We wrote the program this way for a reason. If you guys don't want to put in the work, or you don't want to put in the effort, then don't do it. This is my sorry, not sorry, as I always say. I'm trying to be as real and as raw as possible with you guys. There's always a freaking way. So figure it out. No, you're not going to get as good of results if you do your cardio at night and you do your weight training sessions in the morning, because you've eaten all day and you're up and you're relying on other sources of energy. AM cardio is there for a reason. Splitting the sessions is there for a reason. And if you can't find the time to get up and run for 20 minutes in the morning or do HIIT, if you say, I can't get to the gym in the morning, I got to drive a half hour and go to work. Well, walk your butt outside with a watch and sprint. Do sprints, jog for 2 minutes on your warm-up and then do your interval training. The intervals, they're either 30 and 30 or 60 and 30 or whatever they might be for you, depending on what level of athleticism you have, following the Genesis program, and frickin' sprint. There's a way, and you watch your watch, and when 30 seconds is up. Okay, cool. I'm going to turn around, I'm going to jog back. Okay, there's my timer, sprint. There's no excuses. Do the program the way we've written it. The more substitutions that we put in there, the less optimal results you're going to get. And it's your guys' workout. I mean, that's the way it is. The effort you put in is the effort you get out. There's a couple other ones. I was getting a couple of substitutions. Guys were asking about leg extensions and hamstring curls. Yeah, of course there's substitutions for those. Hamstring curls, you guys can do stiff leg deadlifts. That's a great one. If you don't have a seated hamstring machine, use the prone hamstring machine. That's the lying one. Or use a standing hamstring curl machine. There's always ways to do that. Stiff leg deadlifts with barbells or dumbbells work just as good. Neither is better than the other, and it's all about form. Make sure you keep a good arch in your lower back. Don't round your back. You want to avoid that. Little tiny bend in the legs so that we don't put a lot of strain on the knees. They always got to be there. For leg extensions, there is no direct substitute for that. However, if you don't have it, the idea is to just get the volume on the quads. So things like high step-ups will work. So throw a barbell on your back and grab a bench and start stepping up on the bench. So right foot up, left foot, or right foot up, step down, left foot up, step down. that's a great one. You can, what else is there? Gosh, I mean, there's a ton of options. You can do dumbbell goblet squats. You can do barbell goblet squats where you cross your arms and you hold the barbell in the crick of your elbow. There's many different things that you can do. And of course, towards the end of the workout, those are my dogs barking, which means that Mia and Priscilla are back from gymnastics. Towards the end of the workout, you're going to be really tired, and the weights that you use for the goblet squats or the dumbbell goblet squats or anything like that for the step-ups, be careful with that. Pick a weight where you can get through it. You're not going to fall over and kill yourself. So those are two. Let me check on the girls real quick, and we'll come back up and answer some more questions. So the girls are home. Mia's back from gymnastics. If you hear any background noise, that is the bathtub running next door because we're in the home office. And so Mia's getting ready to take her bath and turn in. Her bedtime's like 7 o'clock at night because she's 4. But hi. And everybody's walking into the office. Other questions I've been getting a lot, on the comments section on the Body Spartan Genesis videos, the one in the red hoodie where I'm talking about the program, and the same one, the black hoodie, the real cool advertisements we have. I get a lot of bitter people on there that are just like, fuck you, man. I power lift and I do this and I do that and I can press more than you guys. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Like, honestly, guys, we're not powerlifting here, and our egos are not what's involved. The first thing I tell anybody is, check your ego at the door. When you come lift with us, I don't give a shit how much you squat. I don't give a shit how much you bench press. And I could give a fuck what you deadlift. I don't even deadlift anymore because my back's so torn up from wrestling. I've got a bad L5 disc, and my SI joint on the right side is so full of bone spurs that I get injections on, it was a monthly basis, where I get a needle like this long shoved into my lower back with painkillers. It reduces, well, not painkiller, it's anti-inflammatory, so that I can actually function normally. That being said, we are looking at aesthetics. I got nothing against powerlifters. I love it, man. Some of my best friends are powerlifters, and we even have a powerlifting, a team that I sponsor. So nothing against that. But if you're gonna look at what we're doing and you want to get into shape and you're gonna say shit about me or my team or what we lift, like, I could give a fuck. Like, I think in the video we've got 6 or 7 plates on the leg press, and it's the middle of one of these really intense workouts where everybody judges the book by its cover, and they go, he's leg pressing, he's not even squatting. I'm like, okay, well, we'll get a squat video up if that's what you guys want. And by the way, the weight doesn't fucking matter, and here's why. Because what people don't know about that leg press, that little snippet we just decided to throw in there because we were working hard, was that's when Kevin Manello and Pat Nelson came out to visit us. Now, we put them through a super grueling workout that had no squats at all. And what they didn't know is that we started the entire workout with accessories. We did hamstring curls, sets of 30, 6 sets of 30 that we put them through. And then prone hamstring curls, so the lying ones, the same rep scheme. Then leg extensions, 6 sets of 30. Then lunges. And then finally, we went over and we did leg press. And what they don't know is that we started with 40 reps, 30 reps, 20, 20, 20. And then finally, the 6th set was a big ass drop set. It had 4 drops in it. So, before you guys go talking a bunch of shit about what we lift and what we don't lift, you really should look at everything in context. So again, if you're looking at that stuff and looking at what we do, check that ego at the door, because the weight doesn't matter. The weight will come in time. And your 1 rep max is going to increase when you do more volume. That's the nature of it. Strength comes from that. We do have strength training that helps, that targets it a little bit differently, yes, but you're gonna, building more muscle mass will give you more strength. Check the ego, and remember, this is about aesthetics. We're looking for a shredded body. We're looking for you feeling comfortable about yourself in what you wear. We're looking to help you be more confident when you walk out of the house that your pants fit. This isn't always about who's the biggest and who's the strongest and the most shredded in the gym. This is about everyday people. This is about helping everyday people gain confidence and be their very best selves. That's what this is about. So no hate towards powerlifting. We love you guys. And Just think before you comment is all I'm saying. You can find, you know, if you guys want to comment all you want, I'm just going to delete them because I don't have time for negative stuff on our threads. We try to keep it as positive as possible. Another question we get about the Genesis program is what happens when the 12 weeks is up? Well, if you're not at your goal weight, keep going. Start over. Do the whole thing over again. There's enough variety in the program that it will continue to shock your muscles and your body, and you will continue to lose body fat until you get to where you want to be. If you want, what you can do after those 12 weeks is take a little 2-week hiatus, a week or two. It's up to you, really, how long you want to take a break. But start slowly introducing carbohydrates into your diet again. And as you start introducing carbs, start dropping out the fats. When you get carbs and fats combined in high numbers, that's when you get body fat. So we want to drop one or the other. If you're adding in carbs, you know, let's say you're on the Genesis program, you were doing 40 grams of protein and 30 grams of fat every meal. You know, keep the protein where it is. That's fine. Stick with your 6 meals a day. Totally fine. But then start dropping the fats out. So if you add carbs, you add 20 grams of carbs a meal slowly, get the fats down to 20 grams. If you add 30 grams of carbs in there, get the fats down to 10 grams a meal. And when you're up to 40 grams of carbs, those fats should be at like 5 or less per meal if you want to stay lean. And yep, you're going to put on some water weight because every carb is basically, it's got glycogen. It's like, it's got some water molecules attached to it, and it's going to get water shoved into those muscle cells. And the second they can't handle any more glycogen in them, that water then the glycogen is going to spill over, and it's going to go in between the skin and the muscle, which is okay. But don't OD on it. When you start to see yourself getting, less shredded, so to speak, if you're, really lean and shredded and you start to get less shredded, don't worry. That's just part of introducing carbs. Keep going with your cardio. You can go back to steady state with a heart rate of like 140-ish, so you're in the fat burning zone. And you can do 20 minutes of cardio, 4 or 5 days a week. Do something easy like stairs or the recumbent bike, and just give yourself a chance to recuperate. Whether you do it for a week or 2 weeks, that's totally up to you. But then jump back on the program and get to that goal weight, get to that goal physique. And you can just continue this iteration as long as you need to. I definitely would recommend, though, when you get into some of the mass and endurance training, if you want to mix it up and try some other workouts that we have on the Body Spartan site, throw those in there, man. You guys feeling good? You want to do that 1,000 rep workout? Actually, I'm gonna put my foot in my mouth. I really wouldn't recommend that on the Genesis diet. You're gonna want to have a lot of glycogen in your system for that. So maybe post refeed day, right after you refeed, then maybe you want to do that, or just any of those other ones that we do. If you feel like you want to mix it up, by all means, throw something new in there. Shock those muscles. Well, those are the major questions for today. Video editing, and we'll see what else comes for the rest of the day. I'm going to try to splice a lot of these videos together. We're going to try to bring this down to 2, maybe 3 videos a week, just so that I'm not sitting here editing all day. I would rather spend a day editing and keep moving on the things we got to do, like get that mobile app going, guys. So again, I'm asking, if you got ideas, put them in the comments. We really want to hear it. And we're really this close to launching supplements, guys. We're working on the API call to our fulfillment center. So we're just integrating their software with ours, and the second our coders are done doing that, we're going to hit the go button, and those supplements will be live to you guys. More to come. Okay, down in the kitchen, time for another meal. What I'm going to do is make some pasta right now, because if you're growing, dude, bodybuilding and bodybuilders have eaten pasta for years, so this is a great carb to get in your system. It's actually wheat pasta, so technically it's a complex carb. We're going to use the hamburger that I had left over from today, because I cooked like 3 or 4 of those giant slices. I told you how to portion them out a couple videos ago from Costco. I used enough for my my soft tacos today, and I got tons left over. It's going to be interesting because I got taco seasoning in there already, but we're just gonna see how it tastes, because food's food at this point, guys. So this package of noodles has got like 43 grams of carbs in it per serving, and there's 9 servings in it. So we're gonna have to kind of figure this out and go, okay, I need like 1/9 of the noodles in there, and I'm more concerned with getting the amount of protein than the carbs right now. So let's take a walk over there and see what's going on. Okay, first order of business when we do this is to, I love oregano, so I'm always going to add some extra oregano, and it's like, about that much. Same with the Italian seasoning, boom, about that much. And then I like a little bit of basil in this as well. So in goes the basil. I I'm obviously just ballparking this stuff, guys. This isn't, let's get a little extra light in there. This isn't rocket science here. And then literally, you can see it's already, I've had it simmering for a bit. So now I'm just going to stir it in. And this, the pasta, by the way, was just the, I think it's like the Costco brand, whatever it was. I don't actually even remember here. Oh yeah, right here. Here you go, guys. Classico. And it's organic. Focus. Focus. There we go. And so we're looking at, 12 grams of carbs in, gosh, a half cup, and there's 7 servings. So again, it's easy to OD on pasta. Okay, so I dumped everything in. Got the pasta cooking. I spilled some noodles. That kind of sucks, but whatever. Part of the process. So then we just grab one of these, stir it up, hit the timer for 9 minutes. Actually, this is 9 to 12. It's a timer for 10 minutes. So all that stuff is cooking. I'm gonna go ahead and prep some vegetables on the side. I'm gonna grab some green beans or something like that. Whatever I got in the fridge. I think I got green beans. Gonna get those going because we got, I put a minute, I should have put 10 minutes. So we got, I'm gonna say 9 minutes left on the timer there. While the green beans are cooking and the pasta's cooking and the sauce is kind of mixing all together over the next couple minutes, we should probably talk about how you would adjust this for the Genesis program. Real simple solution, just pour it over some spinach and ditch the noodles. That's the easy way. So you probably pick up maybe 12 grams of carbs from the sauce. I know that's a lot, so watch your carbs during the day. But as far as the meat's concerned, I mean, there's your protein. The fat is already built into that meat if you use 80-20 and you don't drain it. So you got plenty of fat there. Green beans for your vegetables, and you're good to go. If you feel like you don't want to suck down the fatty meat, drain the fat, put a side of avocado on there, or gosh, almonds or something, whatever you want. Like put some almonds in the Vitamix in the dry mix container, chop them up. Now you got chopped almonds, and drop that stuff right in the sauce. You'll be surprised how creative you will get with the foods that you're going to eat, because we are limited on healthy fats, and we're limited on the things that we can eat. So we have to be careful with that. And I wouldn't call it scarcity, but necessity is the mother of creation. And so we have just come up with these cool things because, oh hey, let's try this or that, or what would this taste like? What would that taste like? And sometimes it tastes like crap and we end up throwing it out. Other times we end up with a win and we're like, okay, cool, let's just add that to the recipes. Other people are asking too online, if you haven't gotten on board with the Genesis program yet, a lot of comments we're getting, they're asking about, is it a one-time payment? And yeah, guys, right now it's on sale. And the way it's working out is that if you do the math, it's a 3-month program. And this 3-month program, if you divide it, the cost by 3, it's less than $20 a month. And so you're getting workouts, nutrition, you're getting custom nutrition from our master sports nutritionist. It's a proprietary formula she developed, and you just plug in all your information. It's going to ask you for a bunch of stuff, and you get that. It pops out your macros for you. And people, I want meals. Well, we talked about that before. You're going to fail with meals. You have a better chance of failing if your meals are pre-planned out for you because you get bored or you don't want to buy a certain thing. But back to the original question, which was, is it a lifetime thing? Yeah, you pay once for the Genesis program and you have lifetime access to the Genesis members area. So you get all the instructional videos, the PDF downloads, access to the nutrition calculator. It never goes away. And that's something that I'm really happy to say that we can do for you guys. When we do the mobile app, we are going to have monthly content that'll be completely different. We're going to have a membership area for that, but we're going to provide you guys with tons of other stuff. So we're looking at having a paid membership area where you pay a small fee, but you're going to get everything that you can possibly imagine. Lots of good content there. Other stuff that people are asking about with the Genesis program would be, of course, I'm drawing a blank now. I had 2 things I wanted to talk about. Well, crap, I don't know. It was price, and it was, it was basically the meals. I think I covered them both in the same thing. So people were asking, is it a true meal plan? And like I said in the other videos, no, it's not a true meal plan. It just for the sake of covering it, our guys on the competitive circuit use this diet. They use this nutrition plan. Pros use this. Not everything is pre-planned out for you. If it's flexible, you're gonna succeed. If it's pre-planned, you're more likely to fail. So you have access to what you need. You have your macros, you have your calories. I mean, you can easily go to any restaurant and go, hey, I need to see your nutrition facts. And they're gonna be like, oh yeah, let me go get them. And every restaurant is required by law to have nutrition facts for what they serve. So they have to have it there. So you go, you get it, you can look it over. I mean, go try it. It's actually pretty interesting. They'll go, oh yeah, let me go ask where that is, or they'll just know exactly where it is and give it to you. And you can gauge what you need to eat, and you can adjust your macros the rest of the day based on that. So that's why we do it this way. It's easier. It may seem like there's more effort involved in the beginning, but like guys, anything that is worth attaining takes effort. Like I always say, it takes work. And by doing it this way, you're setting yourself up for a lifestyle change, not just some fad you look at in a diet book or something. This is a lifestyle change, because you will know from here on out, these are my macros, this is what I got to do. And no matter where you go or who coaches you or what fitness program you do, you will know your macros and you will know how to properly choose the foods that you're going to eat. So this is going to set you up for success for hopefully the rest of your life. It's going to be a tool that you bring with you when you're done with the Genesis program. Okay, so here's the finished product, guys. A ton of green beans. You can see, I got a bunch going on there. And that's because, I don't want to shy away from it, man. The greens are really healthy. They keep things moving, and they're absolutely necessary. Got a little more pasta that I'm probably going to eat. What I'm going to end up doing is eating all the meat and sauce and probably going through about 2/3 of that pasta. Because right there's probably, 100 grams of carbs, which is way too much. And I didn't realize until I stuck it on there. Saved about half that sauce for later. And I'm going to put those extra pasta noodles in a container once I'm done. I'll just kind of put the leftovers all together and mix everything together. So I got a pre-made meal ready to go. So there's a solid 50 grams of protein. And by the time I'm done, probably 60 to 70 grams of carbs.